This next section is all about the circle back call. This is when you've done a consultation with a client, you've laid out your offer, and they haven't said yes. They've said, I need to think about it. What do you do then? That happens a lot, right? We all get those where people are like, I need some time to think about it. What you do when you get that response will make or break this sale for you. So I want to give you some techniques around what I call the circle back call. I actually got this from one of my clients years ago. He used to always say this, let's circle back on this. And I love it, so I use it. If you like it, use it. If you want to call it something else, do. But I teach it as the circle back. All right, so the client has said in this moment, after I've laid out my pricing and I've waited, or I've laid out the offer and I've waited to hear what they're going to say, and they've come back with, I need to think about it. So here are some common missteps that people make when they get that response. One is they end the conversation without the next step scheduled. They end the conversation without the next step scheduled. If you are hanging up with your client and not even talking about when you're going to talk again, you are going to spend so much time and energy and waste it on, are they going to call me? Should I call them? Like, should I email them? What should I do? Should I push this on my to-do list, like to tomorrow? Like, if you're spending time on those, like, that is a time sucker. I'm not a big fan of time suckers, so we don't want to do that. All right, here's the next one. Not asking a conditional close question. Not asking a conditional close question. Conditional close question is something that I address in the close module of my trainings. It's called Close, Asking for the Sale. But I have it here for you, so if you haven't gone through that training yet, or if you just need a refresher on it, here is a conditional close question. Usually it's when a client has this, they have some kind of an objection in some way. You've got to dip your toe in the water and see if you can overcome that a little bit. So if for some reason somebody's like, you know, I really need to think about this, it's a lot of money, I'm going to say, I understand. You know, would you be interested in talking about some options that are available so we could possibly move forward with working together? So in this particular case, it may be a payment plan. So you're going to change this language, just so you know, based on what their objection is. So I really feel like I need to think about this because it's a lot of money. And I might say, I understand it's a lot of money. You know, I do have payment plans available. If that's something you're interested in talking about, we could certainly do that. And then I wait. That's my asking a conditional close question. Anytime you ask a conditional close question, you got to zip it and wait to see what the client is going to say next. And you have to ask it. If you're getting off the phone and you're not even trying to overcome the objection, you are sending the message that you're not willing to work that hard for the client. So be careful with that one. All right, so what do you do instead? You check in and you ask questions. You get really curious, okay? So it's really important you don't get defensive, that you don't like let the hair on the back of your neck rise up because you feel like, I just spent all this time with this person and I know I can help them and why aren't they getting it? Like, no, you just like get really curious, get interested. So you might even say, you know, what concerns, if any, do you have regarding us moving forward? If I don't know what their objection is, if they're like, oh, I really need to think about it, I might say, you know, is it okay to ask what concerns, if any, do you have regarding us moving forward together? Number 2 here is you offer a menu. Now, offering a menu is giving them some options to see if you can overcome this. So for instance, if they're like, you know, I really need to think about it, it's a lot of money, I might say, you know, I understand it is. If I was able to offer you something regarding a payment plan or a prepayment plan, that's my menu. I'm giving them like 2 options, maybe even 3 is good. I'm going to check and see if they're then interested to talk further. Notice I'm not going into what those options are. I'm just asking if they're interested in talking about the options. I'm not laying the options out. If you lay the options out without them saying, yes, they're interested in hearing them, you're word vomiting all of your clients, so stop that. The other thing is you start to sound like you're being salesy and aggressive and pushy, and people don't like that. So if I understand it's a lot of money, if I was able to offer a payment plan or a prepayment plan, is that something you might be interested in talking about? Notice how I sound curious? I even tilt my head a little bit, even when they can't see me on the phone. Like, I'm making sure in my voice it comes across as like, I don't know the answer. I'm just checking. All right. And then number 3, the thing that you have to do is you schedule a circle back call when they say what they want to think about it. Hands down, you have to get this language out of your mouth. If you're hanging up the call without even offering the opportunity to circle back and schedule another time to chat, then you're going to get into that mode of wasting time wondering what to do next. So I even have some possible language here for you. And here's the language. Yes, please do take some time to think about it. And about how much time do you think you'll need? I wait and see what they say. So let's go ahead and get a circle back call scheduled now. This way we'll know we're either working together or we're not. What do you think about next Thursday at 10? Because if I can get on their calendar next Thursday at 10 and I call them, they know at that point this is decision time. This is a time for them to say they're either in or they're out. And either way is okay, but I just want an answer. I'm suspecting you do too with your clients. We just want an answer so we know what to do next. If you're not doing these circle back calls, I promise you are missing out on working with people. You'd be so surprised at how many times I do a circle back call with somebody and they hire me on that circle back call. So don't just let them off the phone. Make sure you schedule your next time to chat. Always. At least attempt. If they say no, they'll let you know. That's usually an indicator, like you may never hear from them again. And respect that, but at least try. Try to get that circle back call. All right, so here's your assignment for this section, setting up the circle back calls when people say they want to think about it. Pretty simple. Get a time and a date on both of your calendars. That's it. It's super simple. You can do this. You got it.